Wands reversed. The Tower reverse. Ace of Cups. And Wheel of Fortune reversed. Seven of Swords reversed. So I feel like this is a situation that could be concerning somebody's divine masculine, or you could take it as a work situation. This could be a boss in which I feel like they flubbed everything up, or they feel like they're messing everything up. They're not winning. Things are not going to plan, but with the Tower in reverse, it's like this is something that could have been avoided. So I feel like it's to their own doing. And with the Emperor showing in the upright, I feel like they're recognizing that this situation is going the way that it's going because of their own doing. And with the Emperor being in the upright, I feel like they may be in thoughts of how to correct or rectify the situation. Concerning an opportunity at love, like, I feel like maybe they feel like they should have given their cup to somebody and they didn't do it, or they have a whole bunch of love to offer or give to someone, but it's like they held that back, and they might be recognizing that that was a mistake. With the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's like they feel like they're stuck in the same cycles. They may feel like they have the devil on their back, that there are things, I feel like, I don't want to say beyond their control, but there are definitely things that are tempting them and outside forces that are influencing him to make the decisions that he previously made. But he's seeing that it's leaving him stuck in the same cycles. He's not getting forward. He may be having runs of what seems like bad luck. But this person, I feel like, wants to come in clean, where they may have kept things from you in the past. They want to lay everything out all on the table and just be honest. Because I feel like their negligence or their lack of honesty in the past is probably what has them in this energy right now. Like, oh man, I messed up. I should have just been honest. And now it seems like I'm about to lose, like, my true love. This is something avoidable. It didn't have to happen. It's my own actions. Let's use some dialogue cards. I'm not taking that. I'm putting it back. Alright, or I'm not putting it back, apparently. This is the feminine. Everyone deserves love, self-respect, and self-love are necessary foundations for a healthy relationship. So the feminine in this situation may have put up some boundaries in order to show herself self-respect and self-love. Maybe she recognized that this emperor wasn't giving in the way that he should be giving. He was keeping things from her. Maybe his intentions were on other things. But either way, at the end of the day, it didn't matter what he was doing or why he was doing it. All that mattered was she was feeling disrespected, and she had to get to a point where, like, me allowing you to treat me like this is not loving myself. So I feel like the feminine placed boundaries. Maybe the emperor didn't think that she ever would. She also says, I don't want to miss you. I prefer to think of us as one, even if you aren't present in my physical world right now. So yes, she is talking about and acknowledging the distance and the separation between the two. She's saying, I don't want to miss you. I don't want to sit here in this energy while you're doing God knows what that I have no idea about, and just sit here alone and miss you. I don't deserve to be treated that way. He says, we aren't done. We have unfinished business. So I feel like the emperor was trying to put the empress on the back burner and then just like turn the burner down on low and save her for later, and thought that she would be there and everything would be fine. But he's saying that there has been some distance because I have some things that I needed to work on, and we're not done. I'm just paying attention to other things at the moment. She also says, it felt safe to open my heart to you. Then what? Was it a game for you? It wasn't for me. So the Empress was stuck feeling like he was just playing with her. That she tried to be open and giving and understanding, but she didn't feel like she was getting the same thing back. So even though she feels this connection strongly, it came to a point where she was wondering, are you just playing with me? Is this a game to you? And so the Empress not being left in the dark and not knowing what is going on with the Emperor and not having anything explained to her, told to her, feelings reciprocated. I feel like she was very open where he was closed off. She was put in a position to think about respecting herself. I'd like to see you. I'm dealing with a lot of old karma right now. And so, again, that confirms what I said a minute ago, that even though he had kept her in the dark, he had some things that he was working on. And he's verifying that, yeah, he'd like to see you. So there's been some distance for some time. But he's been focusing on other things and hasn't let her know about it. So, because she doesn't have any knowing, she is in an energy of trying to make a transition with this balance of energy. Whether she be moving forward into other things, or maybe she's thinking about pulling away her energy from the Emperor, even though they haven't seen each other. They may have been very energetically connected, but now the Empress might be getting to the point where she's pulling back from that. She says, I would love it if you would just tell me how you really feel. Whatever it is, just tell me. So yes, more confirmation that she's been left in the dark and that she just doesn't want to sit there waiting and not knowing. She also says, I still have hope for us. So like at the back of her mind, I don't want to say she's let this thing go. She hasn't let it go. She wants him to act right. She wants things to work out to where, eventually both parties can be healed and they can come back together. But she's the Empress, so she's going to do what she has to do. And if the Emperor isn't showing her anything, then she's not going to stay stuck and stagnant. I find it hard to resist you. We have such a magnetic chemistry, she says. This reminds me of a situation in my personal life where I told somebody, I'd like to be your friend, but I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if that's possible. And, good luck. I love you from afar. I hope you work everything out. And his response to me was, we can be all the friends that you want to be, but don't forget, there's that energy. And so the Empress is left hanging in the balance of, do I cut this thing completely off and move forward? Or do I stay attached to something that's not giving to me? But she knows that if she doesn't cut it off and just move forward, that she is going to be stuck and stagnant because of that chemistry. For whatever reason, she can't let that go. And he says, I know you're losing patience. So he hasn't opened up his mouth yet, but he may feel like the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking and she's on the way out the door. He says, it's not over between us. I'm thinking about how to have a new beginning with you. So again, we have him saying we have unfinished business. Like, he does not want the Empress to go anywhere. But he's seeing that things are failing. I can't even say his efforts are failing because he's not making any effort. But he's realizing and seeing that things could be falling apart and that it doesn't have to happen. But I feel like he's stuck in this energy, working out karmic situations, maybe with other people, situationships, whatever he has going on in his life that we're left in the dark about. He's dealing with all of that, but he's not communicating it. So in the meantime, she's thinking about just energetically moving forward. He says, I wasn't sure how my life would change if we continued the connection. So this Emperor may have never expected a connection like this with somebody like this. Like, maybe his karmics are completely different. They have a completely different lifestyle, make different choices. And like, that's what he's been used to and wrapped up in. And I feel like maybe he was also scared about just jumping into something that was so foreign to him with the Empress. But either way, he has connections that are karmic that he is caught up in at the moment. And these will be the last of the dialogue cards for right now. She says, this is a deep soul connection. I feel it. I feel you. And so it's like, even with the distance, she feels it. And with that distance, with a lack of communication, with the lack of being in each other's physical area, when you feel that deep soul connection and you feel that person even when they're not there, you can't help but to hurt deep down because you miss them so much. And he says, I pushed you away because I knew I was going to inevitably disappoint or hurt you. So maybe this masculine has low self-worth, or the things that he's caught up in, he doesn't think that you would approve of, or the things that he's done, he's ashamed of, but he pushed you away because he says he doesn't want to disappoint or hurt you, but I feel like he's also ashamed of himself and scared and doesn't want to cop to or fess up to the things that he's done. He says, I sometimes feel intimidated by you. Am I good enough for you? So like I said, he's got a low self-worth because I feel like it's a story of somebody who's born on the other side of the tracks or whatever. Like two people who are from different worlds. And he may have you high up on a pedestal where he sees like where he comes from and what he does. And the life that he lives isn't good enough to touch you. He says, I'm trying to be strong and fight my feelings for you. So he does have these feelings for you, and they're just as strong as the feelings that you have for him. But he is ignoring it or trying to. He's trying to avoid it. He feels like, I don't want to say just for him, but maybe for the both of you, that it's the right thing to do. And finally, she says, I can't wait for you to get it. I have to keep moving forward. If you don't come back, know there will always be a special place in my heart for you and for what might have been. So that's confirmation right there to everything I said about how the Empress is the Empress, and she knows that she cannot tolerate this treatment or this neglect. She can't be stagnant. Her energy can do nothing but grow and move forward. And that's what she intends to do, whether she's with him or without him. She is moving forward. She probably in her life has done enough of sitting around or waiting on the wrong people, only for herself to be like self-sacrificed. Like the things that she was after or motivated towards, she probably had to deal with her own failings, her own losses, and she's not doing it anymore. It doesn't matter to her, like it says, whether you come back or not, you'll always have a special place in my heart. So it's like she wants this, but she's willing to let it go. She will always care for this person, but she can't wait for him to act right. But anyhow, so the Emperor is seeing this, and he's recognizing, he knows her. He knows that she's in that energy and that she's not going to tolerate this behavior for very long. He says, I know you're losing patience. He knows. So let's ask, what, if anything, does the Emperor plan to do about it? And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So either he's not taking any action or planning on it, or he might be thinking about or making plans to move slowly. However, he has blockages that might be out of his control. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like he is trying to recover the best way that he can, and he may not be staying in a state of mourning or loss for this relationship, for this person. It's like, I feel like there's something that he's able to cling on to despite the loss. There's a relationship or people or something that he's able to turn to, so that he's not just focusing on the death or the mourning of the situation. And we have the Justice card here. So he might be caught up in some kind of legal situation. And that might be the blockage towards moving forward. And he may recognize that he is suffering a loss with the loss of the Empress. But he is, I feel like he's still holding on to like these karmic situations. Like, if I can't have that, then well, I have this here. That'll do, because I can't make any moves right now. But I feel like he desires to have justice and fairness and to rectify the situation, because he knows that he's done the Empress wrong. But like I said, I feel like he might be caught up in some kind of legal issue. And we had a lot of things come up about karmic connections, so it could have to do with the karmic, or involve a karmic, or it can involve his karmic behaviors, and it could actually be his karma coming back up on him. And we have the Emperor in the reverse and the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like at this time, the Emperor does not plan on doing anything about it. Like, I feel like he feels stuck in this situation because there's this, this legal thing going on, or these entanglements with these karmics that he doesn't want to pull the Empress into along with him. So he's not going to make any advancements or movements towards her at this time. He's basically just having to suffer in silence. Like, he feels the feelings too, but at this time, I don't feel like he knows exactly what to do. I feel like he's trying to figure it out. All he knows is that he doesn't want to drag you into the middle of what he has going on, because he feels like you're better than that and you're too good to be involved. And he feels like this is his own situation that he created, and that he's got to be the one to rectify it. So maybe let's see, if you are the Emperor in this situation, and this is you trying to figure out what you're going to do, and you're the person who is stuck and not communicating, I feel like your Empress would be more than happy to help you. But because you're not communicating, because you don't want her to know, you don't want her involved, you're not speaking to her. So let's see if I can pull something, some kind of energy that you should go about your decision making and your actions with, that might help you. We have the card Listening here. It says, darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. So I feel like no matter what kind of darkness you've done or how shady you feel like it is, it doesn't make you a bad person or less than. And light does not always bring good. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this Empress, I feel like the Emperor sees her as the light. But I feel like this Empress with light does not always bring good. It's not negative. It's just like, I feel like the Emperor is underestimating the capabilities of this Empress. I don't feel like the Empress is on any revenge stuff or whatever, but I feel like it's her saying, you underestimate me. I can totally handle whatever situation that you're in. I feel like she is willing to listen. And if you look at her face, it looks like she just has a certain knowing, and she might have some tricks up her sleeve. Like, there are things like if he would just communicate and let her listen to what's going on in his life, like, she would love the opportunity to help him. Maybe he can't get out of this situation, but it's like she might have some ideas. And also, I feel like she feels very protective of the Emperor. So I feel like the Empress wants to help, but the thing that the Emperor needs to remember, make sure you keep your ears open. Don't just open your mouth and think that you know everything and that the way that you've thought about things is the only correct way. You need to listen. Listen not only to her when she tries to communicate with you and tell you that she's down for you. You also need to listen to your spirit guides, your ancestors, to God. I feel like you're getting some guidance and you are ignoring it because you're egotistical and you think that you know best. So you could do a little bit more listening to yourself and to those intuitive nudges. Pull something for the Empress. How do you deal with the pain of this situation? Feeling like you have to move forward from something that you feel like you can never replace. So we have rigid here. Maybe at this time, those boundaries that you put up, you need to keep those boundaries up. I don't mean to be like, too tough, or you are just your feeling of, I don't deserve to be treated like that. This is disrespect. Remember that. Keep those boundaries up. Don't backslide into letting people take advantage of you or use you or underestimate you. I feel like it's a healthy boundary. And I feel like you're also being guided to do that. Like, I feel like these boundaries that you have, you wouldn't have came up with on your own. I feel like you're being guided also by your spirit guides, ancestors, whoever. Like, this is the route that you need to take. I know it's hard. I know you don't want to do it. But at this time, for your own health, you need to keep the boundaries. We have differences in reverse. It's in the reverse. So I also felt like before you judge this person, also recognize the ways in which that you might be the same. Like if it was you in that situation, would you feel the same way as this person? Because if you cared about somebody so much and you were going through something that could potentially harm them, would you want to also keep them away? And then here we also have denial and chaos. So I feel like with the denial, it's like you just need to keep denying yourself. Like, I know it's hard. I know you want to like send that text and be like, oh, everything's okay. You can keep treating me how you were treating me. But I don't think that that is what you need to do. You need to keep denying yourself. It's like the fruit is tempting, but if you reach and you grab that fruit, it's gonna bring nothing but chaos and turmoil for you. And I feel like inner turmoil. I feel like, you know, you'll be upset and you'll be mad and you'll be enraged, because if you reach for that fruit and this person isn't where you are at yet, you can't make them. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to cause yourself nothing but harm. So for right now, you need to keep those boundaries up and deny yourself. It's a little bit of a heavy energy. I wish it was like happier, but I do feel like it's going to make things happier, or to have a stronger, healthier foundation in the long run. But for right now, it seems like things are not changing. This emperor is not going to be making any moves right now towards you. So get that out of your head. And right now, you still need to have your healthy boundaries and to not be tempted or lower yourself because you miss this person. Allow them to do the things that they need to do. And I feel like in due time, when this person's karmic situations are taken care of and you've respected your own boundaries and you've also respected their right to take care of their stuff without pressuring them or tempting them, because the facts of the matter are they feel the same way about you too. So if you can't deny yourself and you reach for the fruit while they're trying to, you know, stay separate and work on those karmic situations, you're going to cause nothing but turmoil for them also. Confusion, not knowing what to do because they do want you, but they know that they have to play this thing out. So I guess right now it would just be a time for acceptance, to accept that things are the way they are right now. You should know that you both do feel the same for each other. There's just outward situations that are beyond the control of either of you. So if you really have unconditional love for this person, then give them the space and time they need to handle their business, and give yourself the space and time that you need, and quit being caught up and being stuck and stagnant and waiting on this person, because you have goals as an individual that you need to reach and accomplish. And honestly, this person is a distraction and they're keeping you from doing those things. And it's not bad. You just have to, you both have to heal situations so that you're able to not be codependent on each other, and you can be healthy individually so that you can be stronger within a union. And that's all I have.